3 words, all past tense, used every single day by every English speaker in the world. And right now, in messages, in spoken conversation, in emails, learners are mixing them up in ways they do not even notice. Was, did, had. Each one has a specific job. Each one describes a different kind of past. And today, every confusion between these 3 disappears permanently.
Sarah, I have to be honest. I know these words. I use them all the time. But when I try to choose between them, sometimes I stop. I think, should I say I was hungry or I had hungry? Should I say I did tired or I was tired? Something feels wrong, but I cannot explain what.
That feeling of wrongness, that hesitation, comes from not having a clear rule for each word. And today, we give you that rule. One job for was, one job for did, one job for had. And once you see those 3 jobs, the hesitation is gone forever.
There is one use of did in this episode that almost nobody teaches. A use that makes your English sound incredibly natural and emphatic. We get to it in the did section. Watch for it.
And at the end, we give you the 3-question test. 1 question for each word. Answer all 3 correctly, and you have permanently fixed your past tense. That test is at the end. Stay for it. Before we start, write in the comments right now, which of these 3 confuses you most? Was, did, or had? We read every single answer, and it tells us exactly where learners need the most support. Subscribe to Talk Sarah Daily if you have not already. A brand new English lesson every single day, completely free. Let us begin with the word that describes what things were. Was. Was. This is the past tense of the verb be. And the single most important thing to understand about was is this. Was describes states, conditions, identities, what something or someone was like, how something existed or felt or appeared at a past moment.
States, not actions.
Exactly. When you use was, you are painting a picture of how things were, not what happened, not what someone did, how things existed. It was cold, a condition, the temperature. She was tired, a state, a feeling. He was a teacher, an identity, what he was. The film was long, a description, a quality.
The meeting was boring.
Perfect, describing the quality of the meeting, a state. The children were excited. Excited is a condition they were in. I was at home all evening. Location is a state. Was and were are used to describe where someone was, what condition they were in, what they were like, or what identity they held.
Was for I, he, she, it. Were for you, we, they.
Yes, this is the one grammar rule where the past tense changes based on person. I was. She was. He was. It was. But you were. We were. They were. One subject is the trap. You. You might expect you was, but in standard English, you always takes were. Always.
You were right. Never you was right in standard English.
Correct. And they was also wrong. Were for all plural subjects and for you singular.
Now, was doing, the past continuous structure.
Was plus the ing form creates the past continuous, describing an action that was in progress at a specific past moment. I was reading when she called. I was mid-read, in progress, when the call interrupted. It was raining all morning. The rain was ongoing, a state in progress. Was doing gives you the background, the action that was already happening.
She was sleeping when I arrived.
Perfect. The sleeping was in progress, was doing. The arrival interrupted. Was, as part of doing, gives you that mid-flow past picture.
And there is one fixed expression with was that every learner needs to know.
Was born. I was born in 1998. She was born in London. Where were you born? This is a passive structure, and it is always was born or were born. Never I borned or I did born or I had born. Born always requires was or were. Where were you born? Not where did you born?
Never did with born. Always was or were. This mistake appears constantly.
And was as part of the passive voice. The letter was written by hand. The window was broken. The meal was prepared by the chef.
Yes. Was plus a past participle creates the passive past. The subject receives the action rather than performing it. The book was published in 1920. It did not publish itself. It received the action of publishing. Passive. Was plus past participle.
So was has three main jobs: describing states and conditions, creating past continuous with doing, and building passive sentences with past participles.
3 jobs, all connected by the same idea. Was describes how things existed or what happened to things, not what someone actively and consciously did. That is the job of our next word. Write a was sentence in the comments. Describe what your morning was like today. Tell us something about your past state.
Now, did. And the use of did that nobody teaches, but that every fluent English speaker uses constantly.
Did. This is the past tense of do, and it is the engine of past simple English. While was describes states, did describes actions, things that were actively done, completed, performed, finished.
I did my homework. Completed action.
Exactly. She did the dishes. He did a great job. We did everything we could. Did describes the completion of an active task. The focus is on the doing, the performing of something.
But did does something even bigger. It is the auxiliary verb that forms all past simple questions and negatives for every verb in past simple, not just do.
This is one of the most important grammar points in all of English. When you form a question in the past simple, for any verb, not only do, you use did. Did you go? Did she call? Did they finish? Did carries the past tense meaning for the whole question, and the main verb returns to its base form.
Did you eat breakfast? Not did you ate breakfast.
Never. Did carries the past. Eat returns to base. Did she go? Not did she went. Did handles the tense. Go stays as go.
And for negatives, did not or didn't plus base form.
I didn't go. She didn't call. They didn't finish. Did not carries the negative past meaning. The main verb stays in base form. I didn't went? Wrong. I didn't go? Correct. Every time did or didn't appears, the main verb is in base form.
And did as a past main verb for emphasis. Do you see promised?
Yes, this is the emphatic form, and it is one of the most powerful and natural sounding structures in spoken English. When someone does not believe you, or when you want to strongly confirm something happened, you use did, plus the base form of the main verb for stress.
Like someone says, "You never called me." And you reply,
I did call you. I called 3 times. The did carries a strong spoken emphasis, stress on did. It means, yes, it happened. I am confirming this strongly. I did tell her. She did finish the project. He did apologize. I heard him.
That is so natural. I hear native speakers say that constantly.
It is incredibly common in disagreements, corrections, and strong confirmations. And learners almost never use it because nobody teaches it. Once you start using it, your English immediately sounds more natural and more assertive.
"But you didn't call." "I did call. Check your phone."
Perfect exchange. The did provides the correction with confidence.
Now, Did for asking about general past actions. What did you do this weekend? The universal past question.
What did you do is one of the most used questions in English conversation. Weekend, holiday, yesterday, after work. What did you do is how native speakers ask about past activities. The answer uses simple past. I went to the park. I saw a film. I met some friends. Did in the question, simple past in the answer.
How did it go? Another very common past question.
Very natural. How did the interview go? How did the match go? How did plus subject plus main verb. Past simple question about how something happened or turned out.
DID recap for everyone. DID describes completed past actions, things that were actively done. DID forms all past simple questions and negatives, with the main verb returning to base form. And emphatic DID. Stressed DID plus base verb strongly confirms something happened. Write a sentence using emphatic DID in the comments. Correct something someone might doubt about you.
Now, had. Because had is the word for everything you possessed, experienced, or were obligated to do in the past. Had. Past tense of have. And while was describes states and did describes actions, had describes possession, experience, and obligation. What you held, what you went through, what you were required to do.
Had for possession first.
Had for things you owned or held in the past. I had a red bicycle when I was young. No longer. Past ownership. She had a big apartment before she moved. Past possession. No longer hers. They had 2 dogs. Past ownership.
He had a lot of money in those days.
Perfect. Past financial state. Had the money then implies differently now. Had captures past ownership or holding of something.
But had also describes experiences and events?
Yes, and this is where had is uniquely powerful. I had a wonderful time at the party. You cannot say, I did a wonderful time. Wrong. I was a wonderful time. Wrong. Had is the verb for experiences. We had a great meeting. She had a difficult conversation with her boss. They had an argument. I had a dream last night.
I had lunch with a friend.
Perfect. Had for meals, meetings, conversations, arguments, dreams, good times, bad times, all experiences are had. Have a good time in the present. Had a good time in the past.
And physical feelings and conditions? Had? I had a headache all day, not I was a headache. The headache was an experience you possessed. Had. She had a fever. He had a cold last week. I had a terrible nightmare. Physical conditions and feelings use had, not was for this specific structure.
I was tired versus I had a headache. Both describe past conditions, but different structures.
Yes, feelings that are adjectives use was. I was tired. She was happy. He was nervous. But feelings described as nouns, especially illnesses, use had. I had a headache. She had anxiety. He had a fever. Adjective, was. Noun condition, had.
Now, had to. Past obligation.
One of the most important structures in everyday English. Had to means was obligated to, was required to, had no choice but to. I had to work late. No choice. Obligation. She had to cancel the meeting. Required, perhaps reluctantly. They had to leave early. Obligated to leave.
I had to take 3 buses to get there.
Very natural. The journey was obligatory. No other way. And had to is always had to plus base verb. I had to go. She had to cancel. He had to wait. The base form follows to.
And had with past perfect. Had plus past participle.
Had plus a past participle creates the past perfect, describing something completed before another past event. By the time I arrived, she had already left. She left. That was before I arrived. Had left, past before past. I had eaten before the meeting started. Eating happened before the meeting. Had eaten. Had done. The past perfect, connecting two past moments in sequence. This connects directly to our was doing, had done, have done episode for anyone who wants to go deeper on this. Had as past perfect is a rich topic on its own. If you have made it to this point, and you clearly have, you now hold the three-word system that unlocks your past tense permanently. Was for states, did for actions, had for possession, experience, and obligation. Write a had sentence in the comments. Something you had to do recently that you did not enjoy. We want the honest answers.
Mistake 1, the most common. I had hungry. Using had where was is needed for adjective feelings. Hungry is an adjective. It describes a state. States with adjectives use was. I was hungry. She was tired. He was excited. Had is for noun experiences. I had a headache, but never had plus an adjective. I had cold? Wrong. I was cold. Correct. He had nervous? Wrong. He was nervous. Correct. Adjective after the verb? Always was. Noun experience? Always had. Mistake 2. I went to the shop. Using was and a past verb together incorrectly. Was is not an auxiliary for simple past actions. I went to the shop, simple past. Or I was going to the shop, past continuous, an ongoing action. But was plus a simple past verb, went, does not exist. The two verbs clash. Choose one structure, simple past or past continuous, not both. I went, impossible. I went, simple past. I was going, past continuous, never both together. Mistake 3. Did you ate breakfast? Using the past form of the mean verb after did. Did carries the tense. The mean verb must return to base form. Did you eat breakfast? Base form eat, not ate. Did she went? Wrong. Did she go? Correct. Did they finished? Wrong. Did they finish? Correct. Did handles the past. The main verb handles the meaning in base form. Did plus base form. Always. Without exception. Mistake 4. I did born in London. Using did with born. Born is always part of the passive. Was born or were born. Never did born. Never borned. Never have born. I was born in London. Where were you born? These are fixed and non-negotiable. Did never appears with born.
Was born, were born. These two structures are the only correct forms. Permanent rule.
Mistake 5. I had do my homework. Using had plus a base form incorrectly. Had to requires the full structure. Had to plus base verb. I had to do my homework. Without the to, the sentence is incomplete and confusing. I had do sounds broken. I had to do, correct. She had cleaned the house, wrong. She had to clean the house, correct.
Had plus the verb, incomplete. Had to plus the verb. The obligation structure is complete.
5 mistakes, 5 permanent fixes. Each one of these corrections changes how your past tense sounds to every native speaker who hears you.
Practice time. Say your answer out loud before Leo gives it. Your voice producing the right word is how it becomes automatic.
Let's go.
Situation 1. You are describing how you felt after a long day at work. Blank, I blank, completely exhausted when I got home. Options: A, did. B, had. C, was. D, were.
C, was. I was completely exhausted. Exhausted is an adjective describing a state. Was. Subject is I, singular. Was, not were.
Perfect. Situation 2. Your friend asks if you finished an important task. Blank? Yes, I
blank finish the report before the deadline? Options: A, was. B, had. C, did. D, were.
C, did. But wait, this is the emphatic form. I did finish the report. Stressed confirmation. Yes, it was completed. Strong affirmation. The emphasis on did confirms it despite any doubt.
Exactly. And you caught the emphatic use. Beautiful. Situation 3. You are talking about your Saturday morning. Blank. I blank a long breakfast with my family, and then we went for a walk. Options: A, was. B, had. C, did. D, were.
C, had. I had a long breakfast. Breakfast is an experience, an event. Had. Was a breakfast? Wrong. Did a breakfast? Wrong. Had for meals, experiences, and events.
Perfect. Situation 4. You ask a colleague about a phone call they mentioned. Blank. You blank speak to the client yesterday? Options: A, was able to. B, did speak. C, had speaking. D, were did.
B, did speak. Did you speak to the client yesterday? Past simple question. Did plus base form speak. Was you? Wrong subject-verb agreement. Had you speaking? Wrong structure. Did plus base form always.
3 situations, 3 different words, all correct. Write your score in the comments. Then write one original sentence for each word: was, did, and had from your real life this week. 3 sentences. That is your final practice and your proof that this is now permanent.
And here is the promised 3-question test. Question 1. Which word describes a past state or feeling? Was. Question 2. Which word describes a completed past action and forms past questions? Did. Question 3. Which word describes past possession, experience, or obligation? Had.
If those 3 answers came instantly, without hesitation, you are done. This is yours. What an episode. Leo, when you feel that hesitation between these 3 words tomorrow, what will you ask yourself?
Am I describing a state? Was. Am I describing an action? Did. Am I describing something I possessed or experienced or was obligated to do? Had. 3 questions. Instant answer.
That is the entire system. Final summary: 1 clear pass to seal it permanently.
Main point 1. Was is the past of be. It describes past states, conditions, identities, and locations. Adjective feelings use was. Tired, cold, nervous, happy, hungry, hungry. Was doing creates past continuous, the ongoing background action. Was born is the only correct form for describing birth. Was plus a past participle creates the passive voice. And were is the form for you, we, and they.
Main point 2. Did is the past of do. It describes completed past actions, things that were actively performed and finished. Did forms all past simple questions. Did plus any subject plus base verb, and all past negatives. Did not or didn't plus base verb. And emphatic did, stressed, strongly confirms that something happened. I did call. She did finish. He did apologize.
Main point 3.
Had is the past of have. It describes past possession, things you owned or held. Past experiences, meals, meetings, conversations, dreams, arguments. Physical conditions described as nouns: a headache, a fever, a cold. Had to plus base verb describes past obligation, something you were required to do. And had plus past participle creates the past perfect, something completed before another past event.
The 3-question shortcut. Was it a state? Was. Was it an action? Did.
Was it a possession, experience, or obligation? Had.
Your reflective question today? Think about yesterday. Write one was sentence, one did sentence, and one had sentence about your actual day. Real life. Real past tense. That is how it becomes permanent.
Like this video. Share it with one person who confuses was, did, and had. Subscribe to Talk Sarah Daily. Every single day, a new lesson.
You were confused about these before this episode.
You did something about it today. And now you have a clear system you will use forever.
We are proud of you.
See you next time.